Good afternoon, this is BremSter, and today I'm coming to you with a puzzle called Clock by Jobo. Don't see analog clocks as much as you used to. I actually was trying to buy one a few years ago, and the people in the store looked at me like I was insane. It's like, with hands and stuff, including a second hand. I wanted a second hand on my clock. And the people in the store just looked at me like I was crazy. And they pointed me over to a wall of clocks. And the concept of, there was a couple without second hands, but digital was just everywhere. So, but your phone, you've got phones, don't you? Yeah, man. Anyway, Clock by Jobo. This is, I'm really happy to be seeing a whole bunch of new people submit puzzles. I know nothing about this one. I didn't send it through for testing or anything. I just looked at it and went, yeah, I want to do this. So let's have a look at the rules. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So in every box, in every row, and in every column, the digits 1 to 9 must be placed without repetition. I feel like I've said that nearly 600 times. Along thermos, this is the center, of course, of the thermos. So this is where the bulb of the thermo is. Digits must strictly increase from the bulb to the tip. So the digits will increase along these thermos. They cannot stay the same and they cannot go down. Digits placed on an arrow must sum to the digit in that arrow's circle, which is interesting because, so this is the sum of those. On a green German whisper lines, adjacent digits must have a difference of at least 5, and all cages sum to the same value. So the digits in these cages will have the same sums. They're the rules. I'm going to restart the puzzle to restart my timer because this one's been open for a while. Let's give this a shot. So we know this is at least 4. So this is at least 4. So minimum here is 4 because this is at least 1 plus 3 because this is a 2. So I can't put a 2 on this. So the minimum here is 1 and 3, which is 4. So this has a maximum of 9, maximum of 8, maximum of 7, minimum of 4. So 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7, 8, and 7, 8, 9. So this is a high digit. So I know this is a high digit. Now, one of the things about German whisper lines, this I'm just going to discover stuff, probably not in the right order. Don't care, is you can never put a 5 on a German whisper line. And the reason for that is the 5 difference. If you go down from 5, you go 0 or lower, not in the 1 to 9. If you go up, you hit 10 or higher, not in the 1 to 9. And then you can think about a thing called alternating polarity, which is if you start with a number below 5, 1 to 4, you can't go down, you are leaving the world of Sudoku. And if you go up, you must leapfrog the 5 because of the 5 difference, and you'll end up in the high digits. And the same is true as in reverse. So every alternating digit along the line or adjacent digits must always flip between high, low, high, low. So these will be low, and I use blue for low. These will be high. Now that means this is 3 or 4 because it already sees 1 and 2. This is low, so this is low, so this is low. That's useful. And these are high. And this can't be 9. So this is 6, 7, or 8. Not 9. I said not 9. Why did you put it there? Yeah, push the button. I'm a bit dumb that way. Okay. Now this can't be 3. So it's 1, 2, or 4. No. This can't be higher than 6, and this can't have a 2 on it. So it's 1, 3. If it's 5, it's 1, 4. If it's 6, it's 1, 5. But it can't be 2, 4. So this must have a 1 on it. Okay. That's a terrible way to pencil mark it. But this is either 1, 3, 1, 4, or 1, 5. Hang on, this can't be 6, so it's not 1, 5. So this is 4 or 5. Cages have the same value. Well, the minimum I can put in here is 1, 2, which means... Hang on a minute. The maximum I can put in here is a 9, which would make this, the largest this could be is 12, but the minimum this can be is 12. So that's forced. This has to be a 9, because if this is, say this is an 8, that means this sums to 11. How do I make this sum to 11? Those would both have to be 1. This has to be as big as it could be, which means this has to sum to 12, which means this is a 1, 2, which means that is a low digit. These are low digits. Again, alternating polarity. These are high digits. Why did I just turn that off again? I'm not doing great. This is again 6, 7, or 8. Now these have to sum to 6. which means they are either 1, 5 or 2, 4. But I can never put 5 on a whisper line. So these are 2 and 4, right? Because these have to sum to 6. And I can't put 5 in either of them because I can never put 5 on a whisper line. So this has to be 2, 4. That's got to be correct. So this is another low digit. These are high. These are low. And one of those has to be a 9 because one of those has to be a 4. But that means that's not a 4. There's something very weird going on here. So if this sums to 12 and this sums to 12, those are 24. 40, the entire box, and I've actually been told off for saying this because apparently this is owned by a different channel. It's math. An entire box of a Sudoku contains all of the digits from 1 to 9. And if you add those digits together, you get 45. 45 minus 12 minus 12, so 45 minus 24 is 21. So these digits sum to 21. And I can't use a 6. Well, this can't have a 9 in it here, because if I put a 9 in it, it has to go with 1, 2, and I don't have the 2. So the 9 is down here. And I have to get to 21. So I need another... I'm terrible at this. Now I need another 12. Well, I can't use 9, 3, because I've used that. I can't use 8, 4. So this is 5, 7, and 9. Because it's the only way to get to this without using a repeat of a digit. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 3, and 8. Which means that's not an 8. This is a high digit, which is 6, 7, or 9. This is very strange. I like it, though. Now these... Well, they couldn't be 6 anyway. I was about to say they can't be 6, but they couldn't be. So these are 7, 8, 9. Now this is a low digit. So it's 1, 2, or 4. So I can determine what that kind of needs to be, surely. If this is a 1, this is an 8, because it would equal this. 1, 3, 8 is 12. 2, 3 is 5. This would be 7. 4, 3 is 7. So this would be 5, but it can't be 5, so this can't be 4. So this is 7 or 8. This is 1 or 2 only because it has to be next to a 6 or a 7. If this was 3, the only digits that can go on either side of a 3 are an 8 and 9, and I can't do that. This is 6, 7, or 8, so this can't even be 3. This is 1 or 2. Is that right? Because if this is a 3, what would I put on either side? I'd have to put a 7 in one of them. Yeah, 3 here would need these to be 8, 9. That doesn't work. So this is 1 or 2. Now I've now got a 1, 2 pair. 1 can't go in any of those. 2 can't go in. So 1 and 2 are in those. But I can't put 1 or 2 there. So 1 and 2 are in those. What is this? This is 5, 6, 7, 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is in one of those. Is there enough information here? Oh, the 1, 2 pair means this is not the 1. So this is the 1 and this is not the 1 because there had to be a 1 on this. There must be a 4 in there now because if it's either 1, 3, 4 or 1, 4, 5. If this is 5, no, that does actually work. This can't be a 4 because there's no 9 there. This gives me a 1, 2, and 3 here. I'm trying to see how this chains. This can't be a 7. 3 and 4 are both too close to 7. But that doesn't restrict this at all. I've got 3 of 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm really lost. Nine in this box is in one of those two. This is not a 9, by the way, but so this is 1, 2, or 3. It can't be 4 because both of those would have to be 9. It could be 3 with 8, 9. So this could still be 3. So that's... Where is 1 in this row? That's actually kind of tricky to see. Where is 1 in this row? Because it can't be there because of the 1, 2 pair. It can't be here because of the 1, 2 pair. It's not in any of those. So it's in one of those two, which means this is not a 1, which means that's not a 6, which means this... If this is a 2, well, that allows all of those. I'm worried now I've made a wrong deduction. But the 1, 2 pair here means this is the 1. And now where is 3 in this row? It's in one of those two. Which means 3 is in one of those two now, because it can't be down here or here or here. This is really, really tricky. Can I do similar with 2s? Probably not. I need to get another bit of pressure from somewhere. So 1 is in one of those two. One can't be in any of those. No, it can't be there either. So 1 is in one of those two. And in this box, 1 can't be there, there, or there, or there. So 1 is, right, hang on. 1 can't be here because of the 1-2 pair. 1 can't be here because of that 1. 1 can't be here because that would put a third, make both of those 2. 1 can't be here because of the Thermo. So 1 is in one of those two, which means that's not the 1. This is the 1. This is the 2. 2 and 3 is 5, which means that's a 7. This 2 makes this the 1 and this the 2. That's really, really interesting. That 2 means that's not a 6. That's very, very weird. I'm trying to see what... So there's no 7 in either of those. So this is 5, 6. This is 8, 9. 5, 6, 8, 9. 3, 8. Yeah, I'm not seeing any issues there. Oh, this is now a 9. So this is not a 9. So this is not a 4. This is the 2. This is the 4. This is the 9. That means this is not a 9, so this is not an 8. So this is a 5, 6 pair, so this becomes the 4, this becomes a 3. Wow. So one of these has to be 6, so one of those has to be at least 7. One is now right here by Sudoku, and probably has been for ages, but I didn't see it, which puts 1 right here by Sudoku. 4. 3 in this row is in one of those two. These are from... Well, hang on, what is this? It sees 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is 8 or 9 only. Every time I think there's not enough. I feel this has been set to a really fine edge, though. It's very tricky to know where I'm looking. If this is 3, this is 8. Which puts 3 up there. I just don't know. Nine is in one of those two. for the row. That's 9, that's 8. That's 8. 6, 7. This would be 8, 7. Yeah, that still works. 8 is in one of those. And no. Well, 9 in this box is right there by Sudoku, which puts 9 in one of those two. I'm not getting it. Yes, I am. It's 2 in this row. That's a 2. There's little things everywhere, which puts 7 over here. These are 5, 6, 7, and 8. But the only thing I've got from those is the 7. I need something more than that. I need this to break without it just being a chain. So what's this quadruple? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 3, 5, 7, and 8. Well, that's not 3 or 7. So this is 5 or 8. And those aren't restricted at all. This quadruple is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Well, this is not 5. And that's not restricted at all. There's another quadruple here, which is 3, 4, 8, 9. That's not 3. And those aren't 9. This is now a 1-2 pair, isn't it? Because I can't put, yeah, this is now a 1-2 pair. So this is a 2. Because I couldn't put 1 or 2 in any of those, and those have been proved to not be 1, 2. So this is a 1-2 pair, which means over here I had to put 1, 2, but I can't put 1, 2 that far along. So this is actually the 3, which means this is an 8, which means this is a 5. This is not an 8, which takes 5 from up here, and 8 is up here because of the column. So this is a 9, but there's no 8 here. This is 6, 7. That's really cool. There's no 5 or 8 there. This is a 3, 7 pair, which means this is the 6 and this is the 1. That's really cool, which means that's 2 and that's 1. 2 means that's not 6. I know there'll be stuff I'm missing now because I'm finding things. I don't know if I'm finding them in the right order, but very cool. So what is this quadruple? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2, 4, 5, 8. Well, there's no 2 there. There's no 5 there. There's no 2 there. There's no 2 there. So 2 is vertical here, of course. Yeah, so this is 2, 4, 6. These are actually, well, there's a 7 in there. 2, 4, 6, 7. So 2 is vertical in there. And 6 is in one of those two. Wow, there's a lot of tricky deductions in this, or at least they're tricky to me so far. So these are from 5, 7, and 8. 1, 2. But this is a 6, 7, 8 triple. So this is the 5, which means that's not the 5. And this is a 3, 4 pair. And the 4 here makes this the 3 and this the 4. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Which means that's not a 6 or an 8, that's a 4. That's the 8, this is the 3. This is not the 9 and hasn't been for ages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 go into there. But that can't be the 6 or the 7, that's the 5. Which means 5 is in one of those two. This is nuts. This is not 9 anymore. And of course, that's now a 3, 4, 8 because 9 could only go in one spot. So that's now the 9, which means that's the 7, that's the 5, that's the 9. The 7 looks up making that the 8, and I can take 8 out of both of those. This 5 makes that 6 and that 5. The 6 looks up making that 7 and that 6. And this now for the thermo has to be the 7. So the 7 makes this 8, which makes this 6. The 8 makes this 7, which makes this 6. That could have been done from the top row. This row is missing a 3. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not sure, but this 8 looks down, making that 4, which looks back up, making this 5 and this 4. The 3 makes this 7 and this 3. This 4 looks down, making this 5. I can take 4 out of those because of that 4. So this 5 makes that 2 and that 8. Now, this is not the 2 anymore. This is the 2. The 4 looks across, making this the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7. And I'll use that 7 to make that the 4 and that the 7. It really felt like there wasn't enough information. This is not the 8. In fact, 3 and 4 make this the 8, which makes this the 4, which makes this the 3. Holy cow, this is tuned. This is not the 7 anymore. So by pencil marks, this is the 7. In this column, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This box needs 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that 4 makes that the 5 and that the 4. Over in this row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 8 are what's missing. So that's not a 5. This better be the 5. This 6 makes this the 8 and this the 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 up that. That means this is not a 9 because there's already a 9 in the box. This 3 looks down, making that 8 and that 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are 7 and 8. That 8 makes that the 7 and that the 8. And that is the solution to clock by Jobo. For a while there, I really felt like, how is there enough information in this puzzle? That was stunning. Again, another example of a minimalist puzzle, but with enough information to give it to you as a lunch break puzzle. Really, really like this one. Thank you, Jobo, for submitting it. I really like it. Yeah, very happy with the puzzles I'm getting at the moment. I know there's some of the testers have come back saying, this one's a little bit harder. And one of them was like, this is very hard. So I'm going to see where I can fit that one into the schedule. Thanks, Jobo. Really like this one. And I hope you did too. Very, very beautifully designed, and I love the pattern. So thanks. Hope everyone is enjoying the series. I'm going to try and figure out what I'm going to do for the holidays. Maybe there'll be a break. I don't know. Good luck with your solving.